What's going on down here? Where's Mother?
Your mother had a phone call earlier from your Aunt Lorraine. Apparently your grandmother's taken ill.
Oh, no.
So your mother went to the airport. She'll be gone for a couple of days.
What's wrong with Grandmother?
Oh, she got a cold and it developed into pneumonia.
She gonna be all right?
I don't know, son. I don't know.
Great, just what this family needs. Another crisis.
Your mother had a visitor before she left.
Tonight?
Yes.
Who?
Bill Spencer.
Spencer, what did he want?
Well, apparently he was concerned about his fiancée.
Margo?
Were you aware that her son was in the hospital today?
Yes. That's why Spencer came by?
No, not exactly. He was concerned about that baby's father.
What did he say about the baby's father?
Everything.
Then you know, too.
Yes, I do. And I just have to say, I'm just so shocked by all of this.
Yeah, I was pretty blown away by it myself.
You were right about Garrison all along.
I knew there was more to that guy than he was showing us.
What I can't believe is that Kristen knows about all this.
Well, she does, every detail. The involvement with Margo, the baby, everything.
And yet she stays with him?
You know, that's my sentiment exactly.
Why? I mean, she has so much going for her. Beauty, brains, talent. She doesn't need this.
No, she doesn't. But she wants it. Kristen is in love with that guy, Dad.
Honey, I'm home. Kristen? Must be asleep. Kristen? She's not here. Wonder where she is.
To better times. Much better times.
I'll certainly drink to that.
Look, if I came on kind of strong back at the apartment...
Mick, stop it. You didn't come on too strongly.
No, I'm sorry we left.
I'm not ready for that. Not yet.
You're not ready to be loved?
Not like that. I still have a husband and a marriage.
Chris, I'm not gonna be the bad guy. If you want to hang on to Garrison, that's your prerogative. I'll make myself scarce. But I'm gonna say it one more time. You deserve a hell of a lot better than you've been getting. Clark is involved with that woman.
Margo Lindley.
You're Margo, right? They're probably together right now.
Look, I don't want to talk about those two, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, you're right.
You really have become a great friend, Mick Savage. Which is exactly what I needed tonight.
A friend. It's hard going from what we had in New York to being a friend.
It's not a step backwards, Mick. It may be just the opposite.
The bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Tide with Bleach. It'll knock your socks off, and it'll get them whiter than any other detergent.
Honey? It's very late. What are you doing here?
I'm just wrapping up a few things.
In the dark?
Don't question me, Mother.
Okay. You're very nicely dressed, I see.
Well, you always said you wanted me to class up the place.
Macy, you didn't dress up like that for work.
No, I didn't dress like this for work.
You were going out.
Yes, I was going out.
And your date stood you up.
It was probably some miscommunication.
How long you been waiting?
Over an hour?
Did he call?
No.
Is his name Mick Savage?
This is where the conversation stops.
Oh, Macy, honey.
Don't start with me, Mother. I'm in no mood.
Of course you're in no mood. You're not the kind of girl that's used to getting stood up. And you shouldn't be stood up. Not by anybody. Least of all by a man of that caliber.
But a man the caliber of, say, a Ridge Forrester, that would be different.
I said not by anybody. Will you stop for a minute and take a look at yourself? Where's your confidence, honey? Where's your self-image? It's all eroding. Everything is eroding because of this man. You shouldn't be in the office at this hour waiting for some man who doesn't even have the decency to telephone you and tell you he's going to be late. Now, is this what you want for yourself? Tell me. Is this honestly and truly the kind of man you want for yourself?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that friendship isn't such a bad thing for us. In fact, it feels quite nice.
We were always friends.
No, we weren't. Not really. I idolized you, Mick. Like most women do. But I was young and naive and frightened. I was too frightened to know how to be your friend.
Is that what you want from this? Just a friendship?
I want at least a friendship.
You friends with your husband?
We used to be good friends.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned him.
Why not? I have to go home to him tonight.
You sure he's gonna be there?
Are you trying to make me feel insecure?
No. Just the opposite. I am trying to make you secure. Very secure. With me.
Well, it's not exactly the Café Russe, like I intended it to be.
Well, that's just as special to me.
Me too. Well, here's to us. A future filled with promises. A future together. So, do you want to talk about it?
Talk about what?
What happened in the hospital today?
Oh, you mean about the baby?
I mean about Clark.
There's nothing to talk about.
You know, for a man who didn't want anything to do with his son, he certainly showed a great deal of interest tonight.
Baby with an illness can do that. But believe me, his concern does not go beyond Mark.
Did you want it to go beyond that? Never mind. I don't need to hear the answer to that.
Look, we are here. We're going to be married. And Clark is at home with Kristen.
That is Kristen Garrison, isn't it?
It certainly is.
And that is,
Mick Savage.
very interesting.
I wonder what they're doing together.
The least of which they seem to be enjoying themselves.
Well, yes, it appears so.
I thought you told me that they weren't getting along.
Well, they weren't.
Well, obviously you were wrong. Well, it doesn't make any difference. Does it?
Well, I just don't know what to make of all this. I find out that Clark has a son he doesn't love, a son he's not involved with, and I'm supposed to make something positive out of that? And then I find out that none of that's true, given his appearance at the hospital today. And then there's Margo. God knows where her head's at.
Dad, I couldn't agree with you more. But the fact remains that Clark has some heavy complications in his life right now, and that's just what we know about. But what can we do? Kristen's an adult now. She pulls her own strings, and we can give her all the support she wants. But beyond that...
I know, son. It's just not going to be easy working side by side with this guy.
Firing him isn't the answer, unfortunately.
No, I wasn't suggesting that. You do me a favor, though. You keep him away from me this week. I'm not sure how I'll react when I see him.
Kristen's gonna be all right. Don't worry about her.
You've been keeping an eye on her, haven't you?
Same way I keep an eye on Thorne, you, Mother.
No easy task these days.
Yes, but we do have one thing going for us. Kristen. She seems to have her head on straight these days. And she's not about to complicate her own life.
No. No, she's got Clark to do that for her. Anyway, I'm gonna go up. I'll see you in the morning.
Chris, I want you to think about something. Just think about it.
What?
You're obviously pretty strung out, confused. Who wouldn't be after what happened today? What I'm trying to say is, it would not be unreasonable for you to take a leave of absence from, well, from everything.
A leave?
We'll get a place at the beach for a couple of weeks. If you want to, you go to work, do your routine. But the most important thing is that we have time together. Just to see what's there. And maybe what isn't.
I don't think I could do that to Clark.
What are you doing to Clark? Clark is probably with Margo right now. And even if he isn't, the guy could use some space of his own. He's probably as confused as you are right now.
You're probably right.
I know I'm right. Look, Sooner or later, we are going to have to do this. We're not going to be able to resolve our feelings for each other unless we spend some time together, Chris. And what better time than now? You are my first priority. You in this relationship. I want to work on that. And I got to tell you something. Clark can't say the same thing to you. You can't be his first priority. You just can't be. He's got a baby. And who knows what beyond that?
Like, I have to go. I'm sorry. But if I don't leave now, I may never leave. I have to go.
Wow, that was some look she gave.
Yes, it certainly was.
Amazement, contempt.
Mostly contempt.
It's funny, I found it just to be the opposite. She seemed rather surprised to see us. Look, Margo, I would never marry a woman who had reservations about marrying me.
What are you saying?
Are you having reservations?
Bill.
Please, don't worry about my feelings, not now. I want the truth. Do you still want to marry me? Or did what happened over there in the hospital change things?
No, nothing's changed. I still want to marry you.
You ready to set a date?
Yes. Yes, I'd like to set it soon. As soon as possible.
Honey, if you only knew how it tears me up inside to see you like this. I know how badly you're hurting, baby.
And of course you told me so.
I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. You think I get any pleasure out of seeing the way this man is treating you? It breaks my heart, it truly does.
What makes me feel like a fool?
Well, that is exactly my point. Listen to me, baby. You get treated like trash, and you start to feel like trash. Now, Mick Savage is doing such a number on you that I would like to get a hold of him by his celluloid neck, and I would...
What can I say? Friend had an emergency. Needed my help.
Well, you're not needed here.
Look, if you don't want to go out, I'll understand.
Go out? After you kept this girl waiting half the night, you think for 1 minute she's gonna go out with you?
Stop it. Yes, Mick, we're still going out. I'll talk to you later, Mother.
Where were you?
Out.
Alone?
Does it matter?
What do you mean? Of course it matters. What happened in the hospital? It upset you?
Clark, I don't want to talk about that. Because I'll only come out looking like the bad guy. You and Margo, with your dying son, comforting each other, supporting each other. It's understandable, I suppose. But I hate her. I hate her nonetheless. And I feel cheated and robbed of my husband. There, I said it. That's how I feel, Clark.
I don't blame you. What do we do now?
I know what I almost did tonight, Clark. I almost left you. And if the truth be known, I wonder if you didn't almost leave me.
That was never a consideration.
Don't lie to me. It had to have been a consideration. I saw the way you were relating with Margo at that hospital.
Honey, that was the baby.
I don't want to hear about the baby. I'm glad he survived. He's a victim of all this. But don't tell me that there wasn't a moment tonight when Margo didn't become more than just this child's mother. I saw it with my own eyes.
Kristen, tonight when you were out with someone, did they become more than just a friend? Who was it, Kristen?
I'm home, aren't I?
So am I.
I guess it isn't over yet. For either of us.